Hi guys! Today I thought it would be fun to go back in time and share with you the very first entry in my first dream journal. So this is going back just over 2 years ago, and this would be around the beginning of the time that I would categorize as when my spiritual awakening journey was really brought to my attention. And in saying this, I do want to highlight that I believe that we're all on our own spiritual awakening journey from the moment we're born, if not even before then. So it seems kind of silly to say, but what I mean by saying this was the beginning of it is just, it was when my awareness around it really started being highlighted, is the easy way to say it. Another way to say it is I thought I was going absolutely crazy with all of the weird things that seemed to be going on around me. And after I'd been going through this already for, I'm not really sure how long, but a couple months, I at some point decided to start looking at my dreams. So for some reason, on this day, which is the 17th of July, 2021, so just over 2 years ago, I decided to record a dream. And this is it. It's very short, so I'm just going to read it word for word. I wrote, I was sowing seeds. I believe it was 4 types. I remember carrots and maybe beets. I think they were all root vegetables. And that was the entire entry. And the funniest thing about this journal entry is I had no idea about the symbology behind this dream at the time, which I can laugh at now because at this point in my life, I use the verbiage, or I talk about, sowing seeds of intention. What are we trying to create? What do we want to manifest? I say these kinds of things all the time. So it's funny to think that just 2 years ago, this dream seemed very mundane to me. But for some reason, I still decided to start journaling, even though at that moment in time, I thought this dream was quite meaningless. And I highlight that because I really want this to be an invitation for you, if you are not already recording your dreams, writing them down on paper. This is your invitation to start. Because all I can say is, over time, my dreams have become more and more profound. Not all of the time, but the more I have acknowledged my dreams and worked with the messaging, the more that comes through. And that working in our dream realm is such a powerful experience that cannot just be explained in a video. It is something that you should just experience for yourself. And when I started dream journaling, I can see from reading back my entries that the first few months, the majority of my dreams were very much around what was going on in my day-to-day life. And any symbology or messaging that was coming out of those dreams was highlighting things that I needed to work through, that I may have not been aware of at the time. And as I acknowledged this messaging and worked through these things, I was able to shift the messaging in my dreams into more, I'm not sure what would be the best way to say it, but like more spiritually inclined messages that were teaching me more, just challenging my brain a bit more and challenging the way I see the world. And, I feel like I've had things come through for me that honestly were just really beautiful experiences to be able to process. And all it takes is really just recording it. Like that, taking the time to write down your dreams changes how you perceive them. I cannot tell you the amount of times that I have been writing down a dream that I thought didn't really mean anything, or I didn't understand what it meant, but as I was writing it, the meaning behind it would start to come through, almost feeling like a channeling, where I would just have like this aha kind of a feeling come through me, where it would make so much sense what it meant, even if what it meant was not like, what am I trying to say? Like the dream can be very basic and 3D or, not important, but then this really profound message can be pulled from something that's just like a little tiny point that you never would have thought to consider, but it just comes to you as you're writing. And the reason I'm sharing this at this time is because it feels so tied to the energy of this super full blue moon. I don't know if I've said that right this time. So that's tomorrow, but we're under its influence today as I'm filming this. And even though it's a full moon, which for me, I always like to set intentions at the new moon and then release at the full moon, right? Because you want to set intentions and sow your seeds at the new moon. And then so those seeds can be encouraged to grow as the moon grows. And then when the moon is full, you release so that the moon going back down in size as it wanes can carry that energy of what you're trying to release, right? So even though this is the time of release, I have felt so called to work with sowing seeds and being creative. And I noticed that a couple weeks ago, as we were in the new moon energy, that there was a lot around release and what are we releasing? And so it's been like flip-flopped energy, except it hasn't, because the way I'm taking this is the time to release. But if we're going to release, we need to start thinking about what it is that we want to create, what seeds we want to sow 2 weeks from now, right? So in the next cycle, when the next new moon hits, what intentions are we going to set? And what do we need to release now, right? What do we need to release right now that will help us create what it is that we want to start in the next cycle? And looking ahead like that, it keeps the cycles from being so separate, because when we interact with these cycles, we have to see that they're all connected, that when we say the start of the next cycle, it doesn't mean that everything is cleared from before then, because it's not an ending and a beginning. It's a circle that just keeps going around and blending, right? We're blending and blurring the lines. So, yes, we're releasing now, but in order to get clarity around what we need to release, we also want to think about what seeds we're going to sow, because it's going to be so interconnected. What weight do we want to take off of our shoulders so that whatever it is we're trying to create next, we're not being weighed down by it? What energy are we shifting out of now to make space for the newness that we're going to create? And this is especially important because the next cycle will bring us through the autumn equinox, which is another really exciting time to reflect on everything that we've created throughout the year. But I don't want to get too far ahead. So I really just wanted to share this dream, right? And encourage you to start a dream journal if you're not currently doing it, because I promise you that it will bring you so much insight into yourself, and it will bring you not just insight into yourself, but it makes you feel more connected to your higher self. It makes you feel more connected to your spirit guides, because once you start acknowledging, like I said, once you start acknowledging this messaging that comes through in your dream world, you can start receiving more and more profound messaging that you can start to feel like it means more than just, working through some emotions of some fight you had with a friend. And it's just such a beautiful experience. I mean, we spend, let's say, 6 to 8 hours of our life sleeping, right? That's like 25 to 33% of our life sleeping. And that time is far from waste. People who think that sleeping their life away is wasting their life they're like completely wrong. That sleep time, that dream time, that rest and recovery time, like our bodies are so busy while we're in the dream state. Like we're doing so much. Like let's tap into that and let's learn from that. Yeah. And what better time to do that, to start this practice, starting something new on a new moon. But the whole point of the dream journal is so you can reflect on yourself more and look at the things that you need to focus on releasing and creating, because your dreams will bring you that guidance. It's a fun world to play in. Because once you connect to your dream realm, you can start doing much more fun stuff, which maybe I'll get into in another video. But I will keep this one short with this message, because I think I've said it all. Yeah. That's it. Bye, guys. I will see you for, I think the next one will be the collective reading. So, yeah, I hope you guys have an amazing full moon. I hope you're all going to stop and think about what it is you're trying to release and what seeds you're going to be looking to sow. And I'll see you on the other side.